Evening all, welcome to Fitting Dust. Now what we're looking at today is laZORs. Two types. We have basically our cheapy fit and then we have our Aurum fit as you see here. So did I say Aurum? I meant to say damage rather. I am using an Aurum Visam. Don't hate me. I'm not going to put level 5 on a laser if it's a total pile of shit. So little bit of investigation today. So I thought I'd basically give out. I used to run Scout Suit with laser. You probably, if you saw my videos from episode or rather series 1 of Kicking Dust, you probably saw me running the laser quite well. I do quite like the mid to long range of it. So here we go. Now I am using the Raw Spark Visium. Again, it's an Aurum gun. Don't hate me. I just, again, here to show you if this is a good fit or not. And I guess my verdict is actually not too bad. I think this one was basically, I think 3 damage mods, which again may be kind of counterproductive. I don't think you need 3. Maybe 2 would be more appropriate. But again, it's really just to see if this is any good. And I think the sights are not great. And my views on the sights are well documented. Considering what the laser rifle gets, the scrambler rifle gets, just take that sight, put it on this with a bit of magnification, and I'm a happy bunny. This iron sight on a laser, when the scrambler rifle gets what they get, is ridiculous and stupid. So let's see if we can get that fixed. I think the damage is pretty good. I think generally, as you would expect, it is a prototype gun, and I think it certainly seems to, bring it, somewhat. And I think, the beauty of the laser was it used to be something that really, heated up and then melted things. And I think you don't get that anymore. If you notice, there's just a gradual drop. And maybe it's because I'm not able to train it on the target so that it's connecting long enough. I don't know, but generally, I just think, look, people can just do that. The Uprising has bought, the one thing that Uprising has bought is the ability to evade. Strafing is ridiculous in this, and to be honest, with a gun like the laser rifle, strafing is overpowered. So, as in relation to the laser rifle. So that's why the scrambler rifle relies very much on the one powerful shot. The attack AR is required on that kind of very quick, or rather single, powerful shot. Assault rifles require a very quick lead in the air, wall of lead kind of thing, whereas I think the laser rifle doesn't really have a role anymore. It's still a good gun if you've got the ability to use it and you really spec into it, but even then it's outshadowed by pretty much everything else. I just think it needs a bit of love, and I don't know what the love would be, but if you see there, I mean, I'm getting lots of assists, I'm able to put damage on a lot of things, but I would literally just make the laser rifle have the range of the map. Hear me out. I know you're kind of saying, no, not at all. It should be weaker the longer range it gets, but it should, at the moment it goes very, very, very well to a point, then dead, nothing, and it will just laser point. I think the laser should be a gun that maybe has a very long range, almost like like a sniper gun sort of thing. And then that gives it a bit of, I guess, a bit more of a role. At the moment, you wouldn't use the laser rifle. You'd use a scrambler rifle, TAC AR. You'd use anything really over using the laser. So it's lost its role. So we need to redefine that role, I think. And I think having it as almost like an inverse laser, inverse sniper. So snipers require you to have one good shot, very accurate on. I think the laser should be something where if somebody is stationary for too long, you can actually warm up the laser, then hit them with it, and then hope you can rest the reticule on them for a couple of seconds, and then they're dead. I think that would make sense. But as you can see here, this is just pointless. It just doesn't really hit the mark. It's a shame because I love the mechanics. I love the concept of the laser rifle because, I mean, again, are they trying to make Call of Duty and Battlefield 29? I don't know, because it feels like it, because the guns that are futuristic enough to actually be future guns, like laser rifles and stuff like that, have just got no love given to them at all, whereas the guns that are basically, mimics of Call of Duty, say your assault rifle, or mimics of stuff in Battlefields, like grenade launchers, they're getting a bit of attention. I seriously think this is a mistake. People play Dust because it's future. You know what I mean? It's a future game, and I think that's a bad thing. I hate the sight on it. I mean, you can see there the sight is just awful. I mean, you can't really see anything, and it's... Oh, I mean, was the old sight a problem? I don't know why they changed it. The old sight I thought was endearing. It is actually pretty useful, and it gave it a bit of more of a tactical look, whereas this feels like a future old World War II gun from the future, from steampunk. So I think a bit of an own goal there. Not particularly impressed with the old laZOR rifle. But let's hope that they do some work to it. I think a little bit of a tweak would make this gun pretty fun again. What we don't want to do is go back to the days when laser rifles were just stacked with. You used to see these fits where people would fit 4 complex damage mods on a assault suit and run laser rifle, and they'd just melt anything. Don't want those days back. Maybe we need to limit that somehow, but then there needs to be this thing where you can't just damage stack on it. Maybe you have to have a bit of skill to use it. What a crazy thing to think. So I think just generally it's a good gun if you've got the skills. I think if you skill up, proficiency, etc., you can become quite adept at it. But is it ever going to be an absolute 30-0 gun? No, not really. And that's a shame, because I used to like the laser rifle's versatility, and I always had this dream of having core flaylock and laser rifle on my suits, and that pretty much was my thing. Sadly, I don't think it's going to work, not yet at least. I think when you compare it to things like the mass driver, that's had a bit of love lately, and the mass driver does seem to be quite good. I think the laser rifle maybe just needs a little bit of that as well. Maybe it just needs a little bit more damage without having to train the target on it for as long. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, there we go. Hope that's at least shown a few people who asked me to look at laser that it is a terrible gun. If you've got the skills and proficiency and the familiarity, you're probably doing all right with it. I imagine I'm going to get loads of comments telling me laser rifle's brilliant, you go 20-0. Well, that's because you're good with it. I think generally most of the time it's not quite there yet. Anyway, hopefully they develop that, and we'll have another one of these where we'll look again at the laser and we'll be saying, oh my god, it's overpowered, nerf it. Hope you enjoyed that. See you next time.